Welcome to the Wakefield Doctrine, the theory of Clark, Scott, and Rogers. This is part 2 of the question being answered on tape day, Thursday. And these are from Lizzie, and Lizzie, being a Clark, naturally asks a question that, to answer properly, or as I am inclined to answer as another Clark, will take hours and hours and hours. But this is the Wakefield Doctrine, so I will do my best to manifest my Scotian secondary aspect and answer her questions directly. 2 questions. One had to do with Scots, and the tougher question has to do with Clarks. The Scotian question, we'll have an illustration later for that, Lizzie. A little surprise in the 3rd video if I can do it. The thing about Scots and why they can do that with other people is that go to the initial behavioral metaphor. Scots are predators. How do predators relate to the world around them? Very simply, they relate to the world around them as a here and now experience. There's threats and there are opportunities. Eat or be eaten, fight or flight. So when it comes to how they treat people, it's mostly about them establishing dominance. And you'll notice a difference because you use the term, a curious term, was it compassion? I don't have my notes in front of me, damn it. But I laughed when I saw it because I thought, nah, that's probably not up on the primary bullet points for a Scotian dynamics, that quality. So they will try, everybody. You'll spot the Scots in a social situation because they'll be walking around the room, figuratively or literally, pushing everyone on the shoulder to see how they respond. And how they respond establishes ranking. Do they push back? Fine. Possible conflict there. Not conflict in a bad way, but conflict for dominance, and then they'll wrestle. Everybody was in high school. We all saw the 2 Scots get into a fight. I remember, I didn't have the doctrine then. I watched the 2 fights get into a fight, 2 Scots, and then fight's over, and then they're buddies. And my little Clark head just had that big question mark and an asterisk, and now I know. Because they worked out their ranking issue, and they didn't care in that sense. I mentioned this in the previous tape, was that they don't really care who's dominant. One is the winner, but it's not a qualitative thing for them. For Clarks, totally. For Rogers, yes, in a different way. Scots, no, they got no issues with that. And that's part of what they do with the world. The world is, in a sense, impersonal, and I'm not going to be surprised at the response I get from Scots and aggressive Rogers on that. But I will use that term impersonal because thanks to the help of and reminderation of all of the Scots that are coming around here, and I'm thinking Christine, Diane, Joy, and Janae, is that we totally need to get back to the inflammatory stuff that I used to do more in the earlier days. But I did find, as I was going over the questions to answer today, that inflammatory works better in real time, because then I can do all my very skillful inflections, as opposed to typing it out. I mean, that just kind of doesn't work as well. Italics only go so far. Ha ha. That was a joke. That was an italics pronounced joke. So, in answer to that question, your bigger question about Clarks and their psychotic giving of themselves, damn, that's more for a Clarks thing. Because, well, I can explain it, because as the beauty of the doctrine says, is that if you can understand what I'm describing, then that means either you're predominantly a Clark or you have a sufficiently strong secondary Clark-like aspect to get it. And I will say that everybody still listening to this has some level of Clark-like qualities. And the simple fact is that we give and we give and we give for a couple of reasons. One is to atone, which is the asterisk point here I'm going to make. The other part is why not? They're all tied back to being an outsider. And unfortunately for us, And I'll say that, yeah, unfortunately for us, the normal human inference on being the outsider has an element of, what did I do wrong? Why am I the outsider? It's bad shit. We all cope well, and as anybody, Zoe being in the field will attest to, coping strategies, even to a horrible original situation, can produce a beneficial and even healthy behavior to compensate, to respond to. And in Clark's, it's that selflessness. We do that big time. We do it better than anybody. And I will keep doing it. It's not a bad thing. If we go digging, thanks to Lizzie, we are here, where that might come from, that's where it gets a little bit icky. Sorry for the technical term, but that's the term for it. So it all has to do with us being outsiders and making up for that, paying the unknown piper. But it's not a bad thing. It's the awareness. I mean, hell, that's what this whole effort is all about. The Wakefield Doctrine for Clark's is a way to make sense of that which inherently cannot be totally made sense of, but it helps. It puts things in a certain perspective that isn't bad, and two, the most important thing for me personally about this is that as I come to know other Clarks on this level, it alters my relationship to my outsider status to the benefit. That's it. Talk to you later.